Yeah, thank you for joining. Today we are going to discuss about business analytics. Last class we have seen data science overview, right? So how it will be impacting the world. The same meaning, the same thing. Business analytics also has importance, and it is a key role before making valid decisions in the company. Okay. So we are going to discuss about introduction business analytics. First, we need to understand what is the term business analytics. Then we can go for practical. Okay. Today we are going to close our just normal discussion because I am introducing these words to you. And the next class onwards we will be entering into the practical. So we will start. We are starting R language because people know Python, right? So I can give you task for apart from Python. So apart from R language, I'll give you task for Python, so we can go simultaneously. Okay. So the term R stands for like you can say this language will be only for statistical building. Whatever the calculations, whatever the reports you need to generate. So only the statistical building we are going with the R language. See, so the Python we can do with Python, but more elaborated way we will use R language. Okay, the term business analytics with suitable with only R language. Okay, so it's very important before making the decision. Okay, so here so what we are going to learn in this session, explain business decision and analytics, list of types of like you can say types of business analytics and the applications of business analytics, what is the importance and where we can use, and as we see in data science how we have so describe the data science. So analytics is very important. The first primary task as a data scientist we have to do, we have to learn this concept. One second. Okay, the first primary task, business decision and analytics. See, we know, right? Last 30 years back, so new Coke disaster. That means, so Coca-Cola company has introduced one formula that is a old formula, like 1,000 years of formula. 30 years back, he changed that formula. Okay, the company has changed the formula. So it was stated that the new Coke would have a smoother, sweeter taste, similar to the Diet Coke, but sweetened with corn syrup. So when they introduced, because that's a branded company, they introduced they change the formula of their like Diet Coke. They have added some flavor and they introduced into the market. Then that time, market researchers and pollsters were sure it would be hit because one brand company introducing a new product launch, that means people will feel that yes, it will be going to hit, right? However, a poll showed that only 13% of soda drinkers linked to the new Coke. The experiment was not accepted by the consumers. There, there are two terms we need to understand: who is customer and who is consumer. So, customer is nothing but a person who buys the product. Okay, a customer who buys the product is known as customer. Consumer in the sense a person who utilizes the product after buying. So who uses the product or who utilizes the product is known for consumer. So consumers are not accepted by this experiment. Only 13% who has accepted previous Diet Coke, and then only 13% people has accepted this. Then Coke drinkers launched grassroots campaign across the country to force Coca-Cola to bring back the original Coke, which compelled the company to work on. After launching, the company has introduced when they are not accepted, then they went for multiple companions to bring same market using old Coke. Okay, so they are removed with the new flavor. So because company is not, if the people are not accepting, then the profits margin will down and people the market share will down. So then they started to bring old Coke again. Okay, so now we need to understand here, where did the company go wrong? Exactly why this disaster came for this. Even it's a brand company, they have money to advertise and sales promotion. For everything they have money. But where did the company go wrong? So here business analytics will start. Donald Coe, president Coca-Cola company, stated that he saw after disaster. Okay, he given on statement. The simple fact is that all of the time and money and skill poured into the consumer reach on a new Coca-Cola could not measure or reveal the depth and abiding emotional attachment to original Coca-Cola felt by so many people. They invested they invested money to reach the product till the consumer, okay, consumer point. Or you can see in front of the consumer, they brought product them. But they did not accept that because previous Diet Coke has because only the product they did not catch the point. So people have emotional attached with the old Coke, okay, and then they have commitment and they have a little binding. This is called like a perceptional binding. They did not calculate. I can say company did not calculate emotional attachment with the Coke. Just they introduced, they thought that people will buy, but they did not identify emotional attachment with the old Coke because it's a old, because they have formalized there, okay, and then the advertisement. So they felt one attachment with the Diet Coke. So with new implemented strategy, this company did not find out that balance. So the company failed to take the right business decision. They launched, they reached the product in front of the consumer, but they did not identify the emotional attachment to the original Coca-Cola felt by so many people. How people have bonding to that Coke, they did not identify. So that's why disaster came for this. So the right business decision help you to achieve high revenue, reduces expenses, and meet customer expectations. It involves a series of methods and techniques to measure performance and improve them. This is called business analytics. The right decision is very important. Before launching a new product, just think a common man, whether it is really required to the society, whether the people are accepted. As a common man, you have to think, even it is a multi-branded company, as a common man, you have to think before product launch. If you are not, then you have to go for ground reports whether the product is exactly required or not. How the perception level from the people, are they really wanted to buy the product, or they really wanted to enjoy the product, or what are the key feature is that to accept our product. So we have to think, we have to use some techniques and marketing strategies, then you integrate with that the current trend, and then before launching cross verify multiple, and the and we need to concentrate in one segment, not like all the segment at a time. So we have to increase segment by segment. Segment means like one part of geographical location, not like everywhere. So we have to take key points in business analytics, using business analytics before making the decision. So because of decision lacking, this Newcoke disaster came. This is the one of the example, and we have one more example, that is like nano car, right? So India is the most branded people in the way of buying, right? But the nano company did not understand that if we give 1 lakh car, if we give a car for 1 lakh rupees, definitely people will buy, because people are not rich in India and people are not poor in India. So all are middle class families. Then company have that strategy, and it's really good that nano car came into the market with 1 lakh. But why it's failed? Because there is one market is there, niche market. Niche means where there is a quality, people will go and buy it. Whatever the product you launch, whatever the cost, some percentage of people in the society, if the whatever the product price, if you launch, if the it seems to be quality, then immediately they will buy. But why nano car fail? Even instead of buying a bike, we can able to buy a car, right? For 1 lakh rupees. But here one strategy is there. If you don't have car, there is no problem. Okay. Then the status will not identify by the society, because you don't love the car, that's why you are not buying the car. But if you buy nano car, then people around the society, they will identify that this guy is middle class person, he is in middle class status. So the status will explore using this nano car. Think about, people are day by day drastically growing, they have passion, they have to grow. If they buy nano car, the top of rich people, what they feel, it will not give the balance who has other car and who has nano car. So whatever other car they have, they will feel they don't have money also. If they have car, people will feel that that guy is very rich. But if you buy nano car, what they will feel, this guy came from middle class status, is clearly demonstrated. So that's why if you don't have car, no problem. But if we have nano car, people will feel that we are middle class persons. Everybody feel that the status should be in high, right? So that's why India market loses that nano car. It's really good thought to bring the people, the car into the people. Very everybody, even students also can buy that, but people are not buying. So that is the disaster came for the nano company. So they have a problem with the key decision. Think in a different way. Middle class people will feel that in different strategies. Poor people are trying to become middle class people. Middle class people are becoming trying to try to become rich. Then why the people will buy the product? So they will buy the product, like high quality product, or they will not buy. This is the clear statement defined by the company. So that's why another disaster came. Okay. So here key decision is very important because they lack business analytics. They have everything. They have product launch. They brought very good product, but reaching the people failure. That is business analytics. So as a data scientist, you have to give key decisions to the company before launching the product. That is the ultimate task for you as a data scientist. You have to bring business analytics in your path creation. Okay. What do you mean by business analytics? You can say data analytics also. Okay. Business analytics is a scientific process that transforms data into insights that is used for fact-based or data-driven decision making. So whatever the data, collecting the raw data, you have to bring a proper decision. Like you have to bring one format, and you have to prepare insights that is fact-based insights. It should correct approximately. It should correct, and then data-driven decision making. Because of your data, we are going to make a decision. Okay. So what is it is the process of transforming raw data into a meaningful information, fact-based information, or you can say data-driven decision-making point. So be using that data. So we are transforming that information. This business analytics uses tools such as reports, graphs, optimization, data mining, and simulation. Whatever the tools. So the tools, we have so many tools, right? So we don't need to care about like tools. Whatever the tool, we integrate that. But the ultimate goal is you have to bring data in a meaningful manner. Okay. Features of business analytics. So this business analytics in any business, they will offer like decision support system, business continuity support, and various methodologies. So decision support system means before making the decisions, then this business analytics involve, it will play key role. Okay, solutions are primarily used as a decision support systems or as their components. Okay, solutions help executives, salespeople, and other organization leaders to make business decisions. This business analyst, this business analytics will help you each category of the company to make the decision. Then this will also help you business continuity support. Business analytics supports essential business functions. Essential business function in the sense financial goal, market goal, or you can say marketing goal. Okay, HR recruitment process goals. Okay, like training and development goals, performance measurement goals. Okay, recruitment and selection process goals. So every whatever. So I will say transportations goals. Okay, and import and export. Everything, in company we have multiple functions. This business analytics will help you and support in each part of function in the company. Okay, it is also aids the functions such as hiring, reduce attrition, improving retention, performing staff development, and deciding strategy. So these things we have great. One more class we have. What is the functionality of the company? What are the roles will be there? So we are going to discuss very briefly in the coming classes. Okay, where recruitment and selection starts from the company till the product launch or product delivery or project management completes. Till that, how the data scientist will involve in each and every part of segment in the company. So that will play a key role, or it will help you the continuous support to make the decision for each function. See, top level management will have only deadline to reach these millions of this year. We have to reach this million. But if you split that, if you decentralize those things, if you split, there are multiple functions in the company. For every function, they have some goals. Then only ultimate goal will reach that, right? Marketing goal and financial goal, whatever that. So it should require each individual goals also should be able to reach to the point. Then only final goal will be reached. So that's why key decision business analytics will play each segment, or you can say each functions in the company. So various methodologies, like methodologies includes concepts from applied probability, applied mathematics, applied statistics, and computer science. So data produced helps you gain meaningful insights into a better business planning and business performance. We discussed continuously from last class and this class onwards only the data driven decisions. Based on the data, you are preparing a meaningful insights before processing or before business plan or before making the decisions. Okay, so we use some more technology like applied mathematics and statistics and computer science to bring the data into data driven decisions. That's why that is the key role for business analytics. So we have different types of business analytics. Okay, so as we seen, descriptive analytics, predictive analytics, and prescriptive analytics. These are the three important components will play in business analytics part. Okay, so let's see descriptive analytics. It is regarded as the first stage in analysis of data. It involves consolidation and summarization of data for further analysis. The first and foremost part before like, before doing or before implementing, the first phase of doing analysis is descriptive analysis. Getting raw data from multiple streams, then the first step you need to do descriptive analytics. Just you consolidate the data, you summarize the data for further analysis. You're not going to implement anything, any analysis here. You bring the data into a one format, or you bring the data into a summarization data. Means people or client will give different types of formats data. You need to bring into one format before making the decisions, before processing the analysis. So this is the descriptive analysis, means gathering data and summarizing the data or consolidated data. They have a lot of reports, they have a lot of data and bring into one place. Descriptive analysis includes techniques that explain what is happened in the past. It includes reports, data mining techniques, descriptive statistics, data queries, and data dashboards. This descriptive analytics will help you what happened in the past. It will come like around 10 years or 15 years onwards. What is happening? What are those reports? By seeing those reports, we can able to understand whether the company, if you observe all the balance sheets of company for last 5 years, then you can able to understand that there is a fluctuation in the profits, or there is a continuous growth in the profit. So that means we can able to identify or we can able to make the decision using descriptive analysis, but we cannot say that accurate decisions. We can say that, but it will not accurate. We can assume, we can imagine. Okay, descriptive analytics will help you what has happened in the past about the company using reports, some techniques, some statistical information, those things. Okay, When we go for second level of analytics, that we can say predictive analytics, that the data that is received from descriptive analytics is further used for predictive analytics, where the objective is to predict future unforeseen events. Yes. So now, after descriptive analytics, you have a data. Before collecting the raw data, then you are making something and preparing descriptive analytics, some data that will be using descriptive analytics. This descriptive analytics will help you do further process, that is predictive analytics. Prediction: what is going to happen in the future? It will predict based on the descriptive analytics data. We are doing predictions, and we can able to identify future happenings which is going to happen. We can able to predict, we can able to imagine by seeing the descriptive analytics data in efficient manner. So the second level of predictive analytics will be predicting the future unseen activities, or you can say what is going to, nobody knows what is happening, but we can able to generate the statement using predictive analytics. Predictive analytics techniques use models created from the past data to predict the future or determine the impact of one variable on another. That means this predictive analytics will use some models. It has some models, okay? It has some models. Use that models and using from past data, that means descriptive analytics data, to predict the future, to determine what is going to happen in the future. By using this data, we can able to identify. So we will, a company will be very careful preparing the business decisions. So it's a key part to predict the future. So a company can predict the market share of new product by using survey data and past purchase behavior. Before launching a product, people, before launching the product, then they have to understand whether the product really required to the generation, and like how they have purchased. For example, today you are going to launch one mobile, so you can't launch simply. There are a lot of segments, product life cycle. You need to understand, okay, where to, like all the segments, advertisement and sales promotion. You need to think lot, and you have to get the ground reports from the market. You have to go for testing launch first. Then you need, then people, they have to find out pulse of customer, whether the product is really required or not. So then only you can start manufacturing. Not, see, the people fail because of without knowing to the market. Without knowing the market, people, there are two things, dudes, I want to share, because my personal experience, I failed two companies also. This is my personal experience, and where we did mistake also. When we go for start a new company, or we can say tangible products. See, products are two types. One is physical product, you can say intangible product and tangible product. Tangible product in the sense it's a service. Intangible, tangible product in the sense it's a physical product. Intangible product in the sense it's a service. For example, if you take service as like providing the game marketing, like Nokia, Airtel, Idea, Jio, these are services. Product means like mobile, okay, radio, laptop. These are the tangible products. So now, whatever that the product, I will explain you that marketing strategies also. So here, before launching the product, there should be technical and then management pillars required. You need those specialists. If you don't have proper decisions, proper way of implementation in the marketing strategy, or you can say management strategy, or you can say functional strategy, and if you don't have quality product which is less expensive. Then if you lack these two areas, company will go off. So we started because we are the technical developers that time, because I am from management, my team will be from technical. Then we started because I don't know the technical. Last 5 years back, I don't know the technical actually. Then I believe the technical part system, like who are working with me, and I have taken care of marketing strategies, building the relationship, the corporate companies. So those things I was working. Unexpectedly, due to technical product was gone. So what is the result? Without product, no market will work. Fine, that is the first failure we have seen. Second failure, we got a good product. Okay, but I was there as a marketing guy. As we like, as a one person, we can't handle that as a management. So that is the very good shock for us. Once the product, even the product is very good, and if you don't have proper marketing strategies and marketing implementation, the business decision problem, the product, nobody has taken that product because we lack marketing techniques. Because society is different, dude. Decade by decade, people perceptions and people expectations, people desires are changing immediate. So we have to capture that. Now you are building the product based on this decision, based on this current generation. But till you complete the product, it will take 2 to 3 years. But if you apply the product, which compared to the situation now, once your product came out, then that will not help you the next 2 to 3 years. People aspirations will changes. So then again failure. So we have to think in a broad-minded way, which that is the business analyst. That's why business analyst is a key role in the company. Coding everybody will do, right? If you learn 2 months, then coding automatically will come. Who required coding? Now, key decisions, very important to do that. Okay. So we feel like management and technical part, we did not bring balance. We have to bring the balance, both functionalities, like you can say all the segments, decisions and product lines and perception levels, everything. We have to bring together before launching the product, how they have purchased customers, what cost they have purchased. There are some pricing techniques will be there. Which product they have to put prices, like skimming prices are there, penetrating prices are there, special bright pricing are there. Okay, those things I will introduce while going forward. You cannot simple put one price. Okay, for example, Jio is there. They have skimming prices methodology. Skimming prices in the sense, first they introduce with low cost, with rural and urban with low cost they introduced. Then once the people are habituated Jio, then they started skimming, means they started increasing that, drastically increasing now. People are already habituated. Then once the people are habituated and people is following that strategy, then they don't care about cost. So it is one of the pricing strategy given by Jio, that is skimming prices. First they came with low and they started increasing day by day. That is skimming prices. I'll tell you those strategies, like penetrating strategies is also there. So those things I will explain. It's broad as we have to think in 20 to 30 for 30 pricing strategies will be there. Those I will explain. So coming to prescriptive analytics. Prescriptive analytics specifies the best course of action for business activity in the form of output of a prescriptive model. Now this is the last element before making the decisions. So which format they required, this is the last element which company is going to take the decision based on the prescriptive analytics only. What report you are going to the company, what format you are going to the company, what questions you are raised to the company before making the launch. So they have different models will be there in prescriptive models also. We'll see. These models in prescriptive analytics are called optimization models. Okay. So airline industries can get inputs from revenue management models and past purchasing data to get best pricing strategies across all the files. Before, as I discussed, before making the prices for each ticket, okay, like general ticket or like VIP ticket, whatever it is, before making the price strategies, first I'm taking one example. Airlines will get all the information, all the questions from revenue department, okay, revenue management models. So what has done in the past purchasing data, okay, based on that they will fix flight tickets. This is one of the example. So that model they are getting, we will be preparing in this segment. Prescriptive analytics is just getting the last segment of preparing the model. Descriptive analytics from raw data, and then descriptive analytics from predictive data, and predictive analytics from there we are using prescriptive analytics. These are the three major components for business analytics. Applications of business analytics. Business analytics in supply chain, just gone through. Okay, you don't need to worry about it. How supply chain, it is very, it is also very important task. Supply chain management, how transported, logistics, you can say. Okay, for example, you requested for there, it is a very uh, big market. Okay, so you just given order for 1,000 laptops to the company. To bring laptops to the company, so you need transportation. Transportation should require proper strategy. If something is happening in middle of the transportation, who is the responsible? Either company or who buy the product. There are some agreements. Okay, goods, I'm telling you are going using technical skills, you are going in a management track. Understand very clearly, data science is not technical part. Yes, technical part is there, based on that you analyze. Okay, make it very clear on this. Analytic tools used in logistic and supply chain management of companies in help efficient delivery and optimal sorting of goods, vehicle and staff scheduling, vehicle routing, and better inventory and processing control, efficient supply chains. I will, in the future classes, I am going to explain each segment. As I told you, how data science will help you to make proper decisions. Okay, so these are things you can go through these examples. Okay, business analytics in healthcare. Okay, then you can say data analytics, right? Yeah, so simultaneously control the cost and provide more effective treatment to the patients. Based on the past data, we can analyze, we can bring effective treatment to the like patients, improve the staff, patients and facility scheduling, and who like how many patients are there, how many staff members are there, whether it is compared by balancing is fine or not. If not, bring staff also, patients and scheduling, and control inventory, purchasing and patient flow, everything making proper decisions. Okay, so this you can observe this example. By better utilizing analytics, United States healthcare system could save more than 300 billion each year, which is equivalent to the complete gross domestic product of countries such as Singapore, Finland, and Ireland. The gross domestic product means the national income. National income, that is called dispensable income. Okay, gross domestic product means, then dispensable income means after, for example, you are earning 50,000 salary. By end of the month, you have to pay current bill, you have to pay rent, and you have to pay school fees, everything, right? But after paying everything, then there is some, if you have money, if you are not able to, if that 50,000 is not able to, not sufficient, we can't say. But out of 45,000 is well enough to survive the family. But 5,000 are the safe zone. So after completing all the tasks, all the works, whatever the money, if you have rest of money for the future purpose, that is called dispensable income. Okay, if you have, now people are fighting for dispensable income, still struggling. So like Singapore, Finland, Ireland, dispensable income, how much they have? Only US healthcare system is generating. I'm talking about US healthcare system is saving 300 billions. How much Singapore, Finland, Ireland is saving? That much money is saving only from healthcare system by using business analytics. Okay, so this is one example. And business analytics in marketing strategies. Analyzing the customer behavior using the data generated from social media as scanner data leads, better use of advertising budgets, and how much budget is required for advertisements and sales promotion. Okay, so effective pricing strategies, as I discussed, what are the pricing strategies will be there. So to generate effective strategies, improved demand forecasting, better product line management, increase customer satisfaction and loyalty. These things will help you in marketing techniques. Okay, this is the case study. You just have a problem, just have a balance with that. Okay, case study, and then case study implementation, the study by Walmart, and then outcome. Just have gone through this, then you will get to know. Okay, so this is another case study by Amazon iPhone, how they sell. That is the problem statement, study by Amazon, and then outcome. Okay, just gone through. This is the business analytics and data science. Companies are turning to analytic solutions to uncover hidden patterns, meaning, and other insights from the huge volume of data. You can say big data to improve the decision making. Many businesses uses data analytics to get the value from the existing data, and is generally considered if the business has the right analytics talent. This is done using various methods and techniques in data science. So ultimate, what we have discussed, generating key decisions, you can say key performance indicators, KPIs. Key performance indicators is the ultimate goal from the existing data. Whether the companies have capable or not. If company fail in the market now, other market in the society, so other companies in the, like you can say competitors, will feel that they have no proper strategies. Okay, so this is like data science, or you can say data science also as data driven science is an interdisciplinary field of scientific methods, process, algorithms, and systems to extract knowledge or insights from the data in various forms, either structured or unstructured, or similar to the data mining. So we are going to discuss in deep level those things. Okay, so these are the key takeaways what we have discussed so far. Okay, then these are the things we have learned through this session, And now, so this all about business analytics. We are going to discuss about R language importance right now. Okay, just I will go briefly. And next class onwards, I can start practical with the R language. Okay. So introduction to R programming. Okay. Yes, I can use dataset JSON format also. Okay, no worries. Different data sets I can use. This is data science, dude. We have to learn so many things. I can integrate unexpected results actually. Different, like whatever we are using the same, but we are using Citrix server, so we can't able to copy the data from local system. But I have generated in another way. I can bring those things. So my request: don't share this valuable information. Keep this training sessions with you and watch multiple times, because this is, I am telling frankly, I put lot of efforts to prepare templates and gathering information. It was thought to start my data science last 2 months back only, but now I just started, because only technical part, if you know, you cannot become a data scientist. You need to prepare your mind to get in multiple streams. Immediate action takers, decision specialist. You need to become those things. Okay. Apart from the technical, you should that capable. Everybody can go for 3 to 4 levels interviews, like by clearing all the interview questions. People will fail when the case study implementation. They will give ultimately they will give one case study how your approach level. That is the only selection criteria as a data scientist. Okay. So learning object outline the importance of R and its significance in data analytics. Explain the data types and variables in R language as we discuss in Python, right? So those information, but this is exclusively for statistical building. R language is exclusive for statistical building. So now discuss the types of R operators, discuss the types of conditional statements in R language, examine the different types of loops in R language, analyze the methods to run the R script, list the commonly used in R functions. I'll just glance I will show you on the next class onwards we start practical. Okay. The importance of R. The United Kingdom's big four supermarkets have been engaged in the price war as a German discounts expand rapidly in the UK. So one of the leading supermarkets, United Kingdom, Sainsbury's, was facing a business problem with declining the sales during the early 2016. For every company, there is introduction, there is growth, there is maturity, and then decline. 4 stages are very important: introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. I will show you in a diagram in the product life cycle. Okay. So this company has sales in decline stage in 2016. The company had 2 straight years of profit decline. 2016, 17, 18 decline stage came, and then its share value has fallen by 7%. Decline started, it impacted all the functionalities in the company. So 7% over the past month. So now, in few months, the company was able to regain its hold in the market, and it is the biggest riser of financial time stock exchange 100 index. Financial time stock in exchange is the one of the statistical company which can give which company is growing. The rank will be given by this company. So it is the biggest riser of the financial time stock exchange 100 index. Then within the short span of time, how this company raised in a bigger shot. How did the supermarket achieve this? Along with this, along with its many other strategies, this company deployed R software to its system. New implemented strategy with R language implemented. Then because of that, they brought into that situation. How R is really implemented in this company. The retail stores daily sales are updated and refreshed every 30 minutes from the local retail store machines to big data server. Our system is connected to the big data server to analyze the real-time data. Every 30 minutes, this is the information is every 30 minutes, they are just observing the data. Unlimited storage, they are maintaining big data. They are connected with our language, and then every time, every 30 minutes, they are analyzing the data. Okay, what is happening? And then second, models and codes are built up in our language to trace and decline in sales as per the forecasting model prediction. So they have built some models and code built in our language. How they like what they have forecasting one plan. So in that plan, whether they are going for decline stage, they are going for like maturity stage, or you can say sales increases stage. They have proper models are built for that in our language. It will identify that whether the company is going in a decline stage again each and every minute or each and every 30 minutes. Okay, it will identify the prediction. Live R system will throw alerts if the sales go below the bottom of cutoff limit defined in the time series forecasting model. They have a model. In that model, they have given some matrices. If the sales are going low, then they have a cut points. Then immediately they will identify what is happening in that to decline the sales, and immediately they will rectify, to increase the sales the next 30 minutes. So these are the live R system will be there connected with that. So then it will identify every 30 minutes whether the company is not every year and every month, every 30 minutes sales strategy. So because of sales only, right, revenue will generate. Only sales punch if you increase, automatically revenue will be increased. So in that live R system they are connected. R is used to given offers on associated products and time series forecasting model techniques is deployed to trigger any decline in sales. So because of this R language, they brought in a good technique and new implemented strategy, and they brought from failure stage to success stage in the biggest, it is the biggest hit in the market. Okay, so what is R? R is free open source language used for statistical and visualization software. It can handle structured as well as semi-structured data. As I discussed, R is the statistical purpose and visualization is only that purpose only we are using R language. Features of R is available across all the platforms such as Linux, Mac, and Windows. Also available. Has the ability to integrate with the producers written in C, C++, .NET, Python, and Fortran languages. So it is able to integrate. R is integrated in that technology also. Has an efficient data handling and storage facility. Provides a wide variety of integrated collection of tools and data analytics. Okay. So these are the features. Then we can. R has a worldwide repository system. So this comprehensive archive network is a network of sites that acts as a primary web service, distributing R services and binaries, extension packages, and documentation. So if you take R language license, it's open source, but if you take from them who is providing the agreement, then they will help you in this strategy. Okay, they will have worldwide repository system. They will help you data, documents, and everything. Why R for data analytics? It's very important. Open source, statistical algorithm, visualization, machine learning algorithms will be implemented. recognized by other software like other technology integrated, and customized algorithm also will be there. So R is a free software, we can say. R is statistical, where the complex stats model like linear regression, logistic regression, hypothesis testing, ANOVA test, its analysis of variance, and generalized linear model. This can be run with using data analytics. Frankly speaking, if you want to learn data scientist, you have to be very familiar with R language. Python is just for 20-25%. R language required 50 to 60% to generate. So more descriptively, we are working with R language only. Okay. So we need to understand what is linear regression, what is logistic regression, what is hypothesis test, what is ANOVA test, what is chi-square test, what is generalized linear model. This will come in this. Okay. R has some great tools to hide the data visualization to create graph, bar chart, multi-panel lattice charts, scatter plots, and the new custom design graphics also. We can do visualizations. We can do through Matplotlib or Pandas, but it's not extensive manner. So that's why we are going for R language. So ML algorithms like SVM, Navier-Bayes theorem, XGBoost, station tree, and random forest are available in R readily. So R language can capture these algorithms. We need to learn these techniques also. These algorithms have proven to be the better over time and proven good accuracy of results. These are the proven examples or proven results or algorithms in our language to get the accuracy of results, what exactly required to the product before launching and what time you want to launch. So they will give these machine learning models will give, we are going to discuss those things. Just integrate with the R language. So you can now write R code in a SAS, as R code are widely used and programmers are getting familiar with this. So SAS also we are going to discuss. This is very important. R can handle semi-structured data and has algorithms built. So these are just normal discussion we will be discussing. Programmer can define their customized algorithms in R and develop their own algorithms and packages. Already APIs will be there, standard algorithms. Standard algorithms are not able to suitable for your market. You can build your own customized algorithms and develop your own algorithm for the using the better packages. Okay. Okay, you can say data types in R language. We are going to discuss. Okay, what is data type and value variable, and then variables in R language. Okay, operators in R language, arithmetic relation as we seen. So apart from this, I am just giving you the task one by one. So arithmetic operators, relational, logical, assignment operators. Okay, so these are these things. I will give you this template. You can just come through this. Conditional statements like if else, nested if else, those things we are going to discuss. And switch statement also is there. We will be discussing that one also. These are the types conditional statements and loops now. Okay, a loop is a control flow statement that executes statement of group of statements many times. You can say for loop, while loop, and repeat loop is there. So we are going to discuss those things also. And R script. R script is a text file that contains a set of commands to be executed in R. So we'll write one script in a notepad like .txt, and then we can run that script in the R language. Okay, we can execute those things. Features of R script. These commands are executed in the console. Scripts files allow you to execute log and multiple commands easily at once. This file is saved with an extension .r language. Okay, .r. Okay. So methods to run R script. So we have some scripts will be there, source and dollar and then RCMD. So this is in command prompt. So this we will be discussing later on this while coming classes. So functions in R, a function is code used to execute a specific task. So some aspects of R functions. So this you can, functions are stored as R objects. You just gone through the functions. We are going to discuss all the functions like append, C, identical, length is, range, ref, and sequence, and this will have some special meaning and description. Just gone through this. We will be discussing R language from the next class with the practical oriented. Okay, so these are the key takeaways what we have learned so far. Just gone through. Use this template and learn. If you want, you can take the template and take the template like as a print and keep just for your gallons. Okay, you can't see each and every time, right? Just take printout and just practice. Just study that what is happening. Okay, so we have learned about R language introduction. Next class we will discuss about data structures in R language. Starting point, data structure. We'll see what data structure will be having, and we are this with the real-time connectivity. Okay, guys. So thank you, and we'll see in the next class. Thank you, and have a nice day.